Summer rain on the window.
Hi everyone, my name is Deyaniracavazos and I'm an LPC-associate from the state of Texas. Welcome back to a new video, or welcome if this is your first time. So I have a lot to catch you all up on. It's just crazy how so much can change in a day, in a week. So in my previous two videos, I was showing you how I was wrapping up the month of July, and honestly that month was very rough for me, even just morale-wise. Like it was just a really hard month for me as a business owner. And honestly, I was feeling a little bit defeated, and I wanted to show some of that in my videos to normalize the ups and downs that come with being, you know, a business owner and working for yourself in private practice. And so me showing that doesn't change the fact that I would not change a thing about the path that I've chosen for myself. But both things can be true, right? We can love what we do and also show the realities and some of the struggles that sometimes come with it. But it is a new month, it is August, and I'm so excited to share some updates with you all. So literally at the end of July, August 1st, one of my TikTok videos ended up going viral, and it feels really weird to say that. When I've shared it with my family or with my supervisor, it's felt really weird because I was getting a large overflow of consult calls and emails of people wanting to book with me. So it was just a lot. Within 1 to 2 days, I already had 51 consult calls booked for the month of August, leading into September, and now it's going on into October. So very exciting, and I'm feeling very grateful because one of my biggest dreams and goals in becoming a therapist is to get to work with clients who are as excited to work with me as I am excited to work with them. So I'm just really grateful that I got to connect with potential clients in that way, and people know that I exist, because I think that's one of the hardest parts as an LPC associate launching your private practice. Because I'm a virtual therapist, I don't have a sign outside of a building that says, "This is my therapy office," and get people coming in because they see that. Everything I do is virtual, so my marketing is also virtual. So it takes time for people to know that you exist, which is why I'm such an advocate for people to start marketing themselves when they're in grad school or even undergrad, to start getting into social media and things like that related to mental health. Because once you graduate, and if this is something you want to do, it's just one of the normal things that come with it. People don't know that you're out there or what services you offer, so it takes time to build that. And so we're going on month 5 of me launching, you know, my own private practice. Prior to that, I had already been working as an LPC associate, so as a therapist, for a year. And yeah, everyone, I'm just really excited. I think one of my other goals has also been to just gradually get my marketing material, so like my websites, social media, to reflect what I've already been doing as a therapist and what I want to do. And that's been a gradual process for me post-grad. So the most important thing was to just have something up there and to gradually be reworking my website, reworking social media in the direction that I want it to head in, and in a way that represents me accurately, you know, the way that I actually have sessions with clients, from my personality to my approaches, all of that. So yeah, it felt so right to share it with all of you, because you all have been coming along for this journey with me as well, from working for someone else to now working for myself in my own practice. So I went through my normal morning routine today, and right now what I'm going to do is go ahead and check my calendar to see what I have planned for the day. So I'm looking at it, and as I can tell, I have 2 consultation calls scheduled today, so at 11 and 11:30 a.m. So I'm going to be calling those clients to tell them a little bit about me, my services, and answer any questions that they have about therapy. So it's just a good moment for us to get to know each other a little bit more. And at the end of it, I always offer, if they'd like to book a session now now, or if they'd like to take some time to think about it. And so they have my number, my email address, so they can always let me know when they're ready to book. And so later on in the evening at 5 o'clock and then 6 p.m., I have 2 clients. So I'm seeing one of my regular clients, and then I'm going to be seeing a new client. So that first session for me is really important in trying to just get to know my new client, see what our pacing is going to be like in therapy. And what I mean by pacing is the pacing that my client wants to go at. So some clients, they might come into their first session, feeling very ready and just want to talk about all the things, get all the resources, just hit the ground running. And then other clients like to ease into therapy, get to know you a little bit and just take it slow. And I'm perfectly fine with either. My approach is geared that way when it comes to therapy, being more person-centered. So I try to communicate openly with my client about pacing and how things are going to work. So first session is me asking, a lot of questions, and not in a probing way, but I let my client know that I just want to get to know them so they feel comfortable coming into sessions feeling like they're getting what they want out of those sessions. And so first session, I'll have with me the digital intake paperwork that my client already filled out. So we'll just be expanding upon some of those key points from their background to information about themselves that they shared. I personally like the EHR program that I use, Simple Practice, because it allows clients to fill out that intake paperwork digitally. So that way when they come into first session, they feel a little bit more relaxed and don't feel as anxious trying to come up with things to share with me if I'm asking them a question, because I get it. I'm that way too. I like to feel a little bit prepared going into something. So honestly, I've only ever gotten really good feedback about the way I do intakes digitally with clients, which is really good to know. I like asking clients those kinds of questions too. So if you're a new clinician, let's say it's your first year, don't be afraid to ask clients for feedback. So usually I'll say something like, how did you end up liking the digital intake paperwork? Was there anything that you had issues with or that you thought should be a little bit different? So with clients, I just like to keep it a natural, warm, and welcoming kind of feel and conversation when we're in sessions. That's personally my style in therapy. So today, in order to prep for that first session with my new client, I'm going to be reviewing their intake and making some notes as far as questions that I have for the client. But that is where I am at so far with my day. For now, I'm just going to relax a little bit because it's currently 9:30. I woke up super early, like around 5:30 a.m., which is not usual for me, but I went to sleep really early. So since it's barely 9:30, I'm gonna go ahead and just work on some notes.
Place, dispatch you from a race. My heart, it started racing.
Good morning, everyone. It is the next day, and right now I'm just gonna go ahead and check my schedule for the day. That way I can go ahead and mentally prepare for everything. I have some consult calls for potential clients, and then I'm also seeing 2 clients today. So let me go ahead and open this. Okay, so this morning I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 consult calls, and then I have 2 client sessions today, one with a new client and then one with an existing client. So I'm gonna write out my to-dos for the day. So I have that written down, and then I also received a phone call this morning from a potential client, so I'm gonna go ahead and return that right now. She helped me very
You're too far away from me to get my name in. Someone keeps blocking my way. I can't feel further away. Wait on the moment to say that I want you. You know that I want you.
everyone. So I just finished doing 2 consult calls and I ended up rescheduling another one for 4 p.m. So something that's working for me right now, because I have so many consult calls booked back to back, which is honestly feels surreal to even say out loud. I honestly never really thought that something like this would happen. I thought it would just, you know, be like a steady flow of getting maybe 1 to 2 clients, new clients a month. And so this has been a whirlwind, but very exciting, just getting to work with clients who are excited to work with me, and I'm so excited to work with them. So my calls have been going really well, and I've only gotten a few that maybe haven't answered or that have decided to, you know, let me know later on if they want to start services. So as of right now, for this month, I have booked 7 new clients, which is very, very exciting. Like I said, my goal was to have 1 to 2 new clients a month. So something that's really helping me stay on top of things, because I don't have a team of people, it is me, myself, and I in my business. I have a whole Google Docs document of templates. So for email replies, for certain notes. So if I'm doing a consult call, I have to do a note after in my EHR system. So here on Simple Practice, so I have a template for that, so it's just very easy for me to copy and paste. So highly recommend, if you're a new therapist or during internship, if you're doing some of these things, create templates for yourself that you can just copy and paste and then add new information if you need to, because it will save you so much time instead of having to try to come up with how to word it each single time. So life-wise, I'm also really excited because I ended up going to the gym this morning. I signed up for a gym membership, which I hadn't done since, you know, 2020. You know, since the panini happened, I have tried to go for walks and, you know, incorporate movement, but I felt so good, and I had been wanting to sign up for a gym membership again, so I did that today, and I walked for the treadmill for an hour and I was watching Riverdale. So I had a really nice morning, and I feel like each morning I like to do at least 1 mindfulness activity or an activity that will help promote my relaxation and self-care. So that's what I did. And so what's left to do right now, I'm gonna go ahead and do my hair because I do have clients later in the evening, but basically I just clipped my hair up right now because I was going to be doing consult calls, so no one's going to be seeing me, but I'm gonna go ahead and do my hair. I always feel very reflective whenever I'm walking or getting movement in, but I was reflecting on the fact that I'm getting to live what younger me dreamed of when I first started undergrad and I was in grad school. You know, the fact that I'm now able to live that life that I had hoped and dreamed for, feeling very grateful and just excited, and to also feel like my work is valued, you know, and that I'm being compensated accordingly for the work that I do, because there's so much that goes on behind the scenes for therapists that our clients don't get to see. And I feel like that is a little bit of a flaw in our career field, that clients don't get to see that process, because from an outsider perspective looking in, it might just look for a lot of people like, oh, you just sit there and listen to people. Like, if only it were that easy, I would not have had to go to grad school, you know, and get a master's degree, you know. So I really do love getting to show some of those behind the scenes moments, and I can't show everything because it would just be like hours of me typing on my laptop, and that would be pretty boring. But there is a lot of that behind the scenes of me having to look through clients' files and plan out the treatment that I'm going to be doing with them to input into the treatment plan. And I also like using clients' own words from their intake to implement into the treatment plan. So yeah, I will go ahead and check in with you all later.
covered in gray. Third coffee of the day. Almost fell asleep on Zoom. I yawn at the display. Third meeting of the day. But I can hear raindrops tap dancing on the roof. It's like they're calling out, don't lose your youth. Cause I can stay inside and tap away inside. Oh, make today just a little less mundane. Oh, I can stay inside and tap away inside. Oh, take today, go dancing in the rain. Hey, woo, oh, na 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 na, woo, oh, oh, na 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 na, woo, oh, na 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 na, woo, na na na, woo, na na na. When I was a little child, I naturally would see magic in the world around me. Now I often get so tired, it's harder just to be fascinated, breathing free. But I can hear raindrops tap dancing on the roof. It's like they're calling out, don't lose your youth. Cause I can stay inside and
Hi everyone, so I wanted to just hop on here and end the video for you all and give you an update on the books that I've been reading. So in my last video, I let you all know that I would be reading 3 books, and so far I finished this one, so the poetry book, and this one I'm currently still reading. So I just finished my workday. It's Friday. I finished seeing one of my therapy clients. I tried to take it a little bit easier than I have the past couple of weeks with clients, because on my husband's side we ended up having a death in the family, so it was a lot, and I just needed some time during this week, which is why there's some missing days, you know, in this vlog, because I just completely needed to just care for myself and rest. So there were a couple of days this week where I was in a little bit of a funk, and I definitely feel now that I'm getting out of it, which is why I also had to take, you know, the week off of uploading, and I decided to upload bi-weekly now, just so that I have time to care for myself and also, you know, dedicate the time that I want to my clients, because I have so many new clients now and it's so exciting. So let me go ahead and talk to you about this book that I ended up finishing. So Mariposa by Kim Guerra, and if you can't tell, I kind of loved it. I annotated the hell out of this book. I really loved it, and I feel like this is the kind of book that you would have to read for yourself to know if you would want to recommend to certain clients, because there are like some poems that are dedicated to spirituality, for example. So the author does mention, you know, God sometimes, and there might be certain clients who have religious trauma or things like that. I personally thought that the author did a great job of, you know, talking about her relationship with spirituality and how she's deconstructed a lot of things when it's come to Christianity, for example. And so there's just so many different topics dedicated to, you know, generational trauma, specific content geared toward Latinas and things that we encounter, you know, growing up. Some of the messages that we're told, like calladita te ves más bonita. And so personally for myself, I loved this book so much. Like 5 out of 5 stars. I cannot wait to order the other books, because it's a set of 3, like a series of 3 books, I believe. So one of the poems reads, growing up, we didn't have much money, but we were rich in cultura. This is a gift I don't take for granted, especially now as an adult. I see the importance of our cultura, passing it down, embracing it, celebrating it, and letting it empower us. It is a legacy of si se puede. We are not going anywhere but up. We are rising as our roots get deeper. We bless the next generation when we pass down the gift of cultura. I've realized part of growing up, letting people go. It's holding yourself close. It's choosing over and over to love yourself. Even when it's hard, uncomfortable, and unfamiliar, love yourself even when it hurts. Part of growing up, calling people out for not treating you the way you deserve. This first requires you learn how you deserve and would like to be treated. It requires valuing yourself. Valuing yourself means knowing and respecting yourself's strengths, story, truth, and beauty. Reading this was an emotional journey for me. I had moments where I cried, where I felt seen. It was just so beautiful. Siempre me han llamado las flores como un lenguaje colorido, fluido, solo entre ellas y yo. Today someone told me I don't look Mexican. What do Mexicans look like? We look like seeds conquistadores couldn't bury. We are golden like the sun. Our laughter fills this world like fields of girasoles. We are one and we are many. Somos raza y familia. So yes, I look like a Mexican. Me río como mexicana porque soy mexicana y qué. I feel like the poems that I shared do it justice. Like it's beautiful. I think I read that the author's intention was to help promote healing, you know, to the women who do read this. And I think that this book really does help, and I could definitely see being something that I recommend to clients, you know, if they want something that helps them feel seen and understood and put a name or words to a feeling or an experience that they maybe haven't been able to do themselves. So that is my review on this book. I loved it. And now Break the Good Girl Myth is one that I am currently reading right now. So in the next vlog, I plan on finishing this book together and giving you like an overall review and talking points. The quote that I highlighted, it says, "Indeed, the good girl is that domesticated part of ourselves that has been tamed and trained by the system over our entire lifetime and perhaps even over multiple generations of women in our families. When we embody her, we play it safe, hold back our voices, and don't share a true gift." So that is it for this video, everyone. I'll definitely keep giving you updates on the books that I'm reading. If you're new to my channel, definitely hit that subscribe button and join our community on here. Like this video if you liked it, share it with others, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on videos when I upload them. All of these things help support my channel so that I can keep creating videos for you all. Take care, everyone, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.